too close to quit now. You gotta take another lap. You gotta take another lap, because you never know. This might be the one. You can't stop because you're tired. You can't stop because you got your feelings hurt. You gotta take another lap. Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. You're gonna make it. You're gonna do it. You got an unstoppable fire. Come on, take another lap. Don't you stop. Don't stop walking.
Me say some people like text it for me, see. I don't know why some of the unstoppable family members them love text it for me so. Like Lilika Unstoppable she. But anybody know where late bug unstoppable is? How fear one clock so fast? How fear one clock so fast? Cause I was nowhere close to late. And then me see the one Kizzy Unstoppable she a team up with her against the boss. You understand? I don't know what go on. Gavin Johnson, big up yourself. Good time now. I see the name they pop up. Or maybe your puppy and I just missed the name. But I spot it in the night. So big up yourself in Gavin. Alright. Now people, welcome back to another Unstoppable Live show tonight. Hope everybody had a great, awesome, splendid weekend. Alright. Because I certainly did. I had an awesome weekend. Can't complain. And if you know you have an awesome weekend, then toodles to you. Is that what I say? Now we're there tonight again for another hot, saucy, interesting topic. As you can see from the title and the thumbnail, people, that topic are different tonight. But you see, before we even get into the topic, we have a few people we want to big up first and foremost. Alright? Because them people, yeah, a fuel the show. Alright, now more if big up Camille Walker for sending in a PayPal contribution towards the show, right? And Camille Walker sent a little note, attached a little note with her PayPal contribution, and it said, your platform is a blessing, so here is my little thank you, which is our contribution. So thank you, Camille. And also sending a contribution to PayPal is Shanna K. Brown. Thank you so much, Shanna K. And Sandy, thank you so much for your PayPal contribution. And a general rollout as well with PayPal contribution. Timothy Ricketts, thank you so much. And to cash up, Cherise Crawford, thank you so much, Cherise. And also, I see Lorian Taylor jumping at the comment section and say, Unstoppable, always listening, but tonight is the first time commenting. So people want to know, big up Lorian Taylor for me in the night here, because I like when you come out of the bushes, you know, and just mix and mingle in the comment section. Alright, so anybody where they are right now in the comment section, where they are listening and just now comment, man, make the regulars welcome you and make you feel like a part of the show, because that is exactly how we want you to feel. We want you to feel welcomed. You understand what I say? We want you to know so you are a part of this Unstoppable family. As a matter of fact, speaking of being a part of the family, I pinned the link to become an official member in the chat, in the comment section. So all you have to do is click the link and get your badge beside your name. As you can see, some of the regular them have them badge. Alright? Yeah. So, people, me not go waste no time, because I see tonight's topic very interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, we cover all different kind of topics on this program. Because you know, as I always say, people out there everybody have a story to share. Everybody has an experience that they went through in their life or going through. And this is the platform where people can come to and share their experience and feel comfortable enough to know that nobody now go judge them, nobody now go ridicule them or bash them. But honestly, people, tonight's topic surprised me. Me never think me could have come across somebody sharing a topic that would cause my eyes to open wide. Never thought I would have come across a topic where it cause me if it up my wide like what? But this topic tonight surprised the heck out of me. And people, just judging by the topic alone, you can understand why I say it's surprising, right? Now the topic tonight says, my father asked me to marry him and I gladly said yes. Now if you think said that interesting enough, wait till you hear the actual story. Wait till you hear the whole thing. And then you're not going to say, wait there, man. My father asked me to marry him, and I gladly said yes. Modest Nation, I up my eye wide. Me I tell you, as hear me my eye up my wide too. Because the story not only twisted, it's interesting too. Now, before we get into the story tonight, I'm only seeing 77 likes on the stream. So you know that God ready. We don't have almost 300 people here, so we need to see more likes on the show. Because remember now, the more you hit the like button is the more YouTube will recommend the show to other people. So the algorithm set up. So let's get the likes up so we can jump into the topic quick, fast, and hurry. No one for hear what go on. Alright, let's get the likes up. So if you're not click the like button yet, please and thank you, just click it right now. Alright, and let's get the likes moving. All you have to do, if you know watch pan on a cell phone, all you have to do is click the X to the right side, click the like button, and come right back to the chat. Alright, it is that simple. Let's get the likes up, people. Let's get the likes moving. Alright, and also remember to share it over there on Facebook in every group. You can share it in right now because tonight's topic needs to be heard. Now, where the topic you come about, who remember the other day I shared a experience where a young man wanted some advice as far as him living a double life. Him get married, then meet a man on him honeymoon and all of that. Now this is a spin-off from that very same show. Because what happened is me go open my wormhole when me can't close. Me go open a wormhole when me can't close. Now because I read an email the other day sharing that experience, me get a barrage of other emails where people now sending all kind of stories to me saying, Unstoppable, this is what is going on. Now I chose not to read them, but when the one come, me did have to pick it out. Because as you know, the show is not an email type show, but me did have to grab that one out of the list, people. Just because as you can see the title. Now let's get into it. You ready for it? You ready for it? Me no feel you ready. But me gonna start anyways. You say worm them out. Alright. Listen, people. Now remember, this is a judgment-free platform. You're free to share your opinion because the person who sent this email will be in the comment section and she will be, listening in to what person's calling and have to say and what people, she will be reading what people write. So remember, it's a judgment-free platform. You can share your opinion, share your comments, all right? But make sure you keep it respectful. No bashing, all right? Now let's get into it. Now, it says, hello to you. Firstly, let me applaud you for creating a platform where people could open up about their deepest inner secrets without fear of being judged. I came across your show a few weeks ago, and since then, I fell in love with it. The level of respect your audience displays no matter the nature of the story being told. Though I have one that may turn some heads and get a few of your viewers riled up, as it is not the typical kind of relationship you would hear about. I've always wanted to share my story with your viewers, but could not allow my voice to be heard. So when I saw you read an email a few shows ago, I was excited as it gave me the perfect opportunity to share my ongoing story. I trust you will keep my email private, but please do share my story with your listeners. Here we go, people. I was raised by my grandmother and never knew my mom or dad when I was a child. She told me my mom had given me to her days after giving birth and left Jamaica, and my dad had left my mom before she gave birth to me. My grandmother gave me a good life, as much as she could, and I always was a child that excelled in school. I never focused on having a boyfriend back then because my Grammy always made me think sex was evil and having a boyfriend was a sin against God. Sometimes I would be sad when talking to my friends and hearing them say things they did with their parents, and knowing I will never have a bond with my parents. That really hurts. I used to ask my Grammy a lot, if my mom and dad didn't love me, why would they just leave me and never look back? And she always would have the perfect answer. For 15 years, I went through life without ever speaking to my mom or dad, until one day on my 15th birthday, a man showed up to my home and my Grammy introduced him as my father. My only natural reaction at that time was to cry. He hugged me and apologized for leaving me all those years, then explained that he was not in a good place when he got my mom pregnant. I was angry, but at the same time I wanted to get the experience of having a father in my life. He remained in Jamaica for a few more weeks, and we hung out every day. He took me to the nicest places I didn't even know were in Jamaica, and we really built a bond. His time came for him to leave, and at that time, cellular phones wasn't as common as they are now. So he gave me his address, and I would write him a letter every week, and he would always respond. He started sending me money to purchase phone cards so that I could go to the call box and call him, and I did so every Sunday evening. A year passed, and we kept in close contact, talking very often. Then he told me he was going to put in my paperwork and file for me. I was so excited. My Grammy was a bit hesitant, but she wanted me to be happy. It took him a short time to get everything sorted out and done, and I was in the United States only months after my 16th birthday. My dad at the time lived with his then wife, who treated me very well and accepted me as her own daughter, seeing that they themselves did not have kids. But that didn't last too long, because she then started talking bad to me and wanted me to do all the house chores. And when I refused, she would say nasty things to me like, "That's why your worthless mama left you." My dad was always in my corner and stood up for me. So one day she lashed out at him and said, now, excuse my language, people, but I just want to read this exactly as she write it. So excuse my language. My dad was always in my corner and stood up for me. So one day she lashed out at him and said, "You're always defending her as if you not fuck." Excuse my language, people. My dad's response to that took me by surprise when he said, "And so what if we are?" Now, me personally not feel like that response from the father to a statement like that was appropriate. I don't know if anybody else agree with me. The stepmother say, "You always a pick up fear," like say Una. And his response was, "So what if we are?" Anyway, I didn't pay much attention when he said it, cause we were all heated and upset at the time. 2 years later, my dad and his wife got a divorce, and then it was only he and I living in the home together. At 18, I was still a virgin and didn't even have a boyfriend. I got a job working for a clothing store where I was introduced to a guy who I really liked, and my dad liked him too. I was convinced I was convinced he could have been the man to take my virginity until I caught him having sex with my friend who introduced us in the first place. At 18, I was still a virgin and didn't even have a boyfriend. I got a job working for a clothing store where I was introduced to a guy who I really liked, and my dad liked him too. I was convinced he could have been the man to take my virginity until I caught him having sex with my friend who introduced us in the first place. I was so crushed and not knowing how to handle my first heartbreak. My dad was the only one I could turn to console me. He explained that men can be so cruel and not every man will always be genuine and love me the way I should be loved. I asked him if he thinks there's a guy out there just like him, but he laughed and said, "You will never find another man out there like me, so you might as well deal with me." Now that's not a laughing matter, you know, people. That's not a laughing matter. He explained that men can be so cruel and not every man will always be genuine and love me the way I should be loved. I asked him if he thinks there is a guy out there just like him, but he laughed and said, "You will never find another man out there like me, so you might as well deal with me." We both just laughed and left it there. But for a few days it lingered in my mind as I was curious to know if he was serious. I've never met any other man as sweet and caring as my father, so I needed to know if he saw me more than just his little girl. One evening, while my dad was out, I prepared us a nice meal and waited for his return. We sat, ate, and had a great evening. Then I reminded him of the words he said. He tried to pretend he didn't say it, but then I assured him that I won't judge him. He then said yes, he likes me more than a daughter, and if things were different, he would have made me his woman. Maybe you don't hear that part. Let me read it again. I reminded him of the words he said. He tried to pretend he didn't say it, but then I assured him that I won't judge him. He then said, yes, he likes me more than a daughter, and if things were different, he would have made me his woman. I then asked him, why can't we do it if I feel the same? He seemed relieved that I suggested it. We made passionate Drew, thank you so much for that super chat. It's appreciated. He seemed relieved that I suggested it. We made passionate love that night, and since then my father has been the only man I've ever been with. I had no idea what an orgasm was, but he explained everything to me in full detail that I was feeling that night. He seemed relieved that I suggested it. We made passionate love that night, and since then my father has been the only man I've ever been with. I had no idea what an orgasm was, but he explained everything to me in full detail that I was feeling that night. He then suggested that if we were going to be together, we would have to leave the state we lived in and move someplace where no one knows us. So that is what we did. Now, he introduces me as his girlfriend, and I do the same. A few months ago, he asked me to marry him, and I gladly said yes. But at this time, we are just trying to figure out a way to get it done. I'm not asking for advice on if I should do it from your viewers. But what I would like to know is if it's wrong to follow your heart when it comes to love based on what society deems wrong or right. I have never told anyone about this, so I will be listening to your show to hear what your viewers has to say. Thank you so much, Unstoppable. Now, Unstoppable family, you hear what she say. She will be listening to hear what I have to say. So I'm not even going to delay. I just go open the phone line. For hear what I really have to say. 876-420-3368. Now, I feel like I'm lost for words as far as this one goes. Because though I've seen videos of mothers dating them son, and I've seen videos of fathers dating their daughters, and I do know things like this exist. To know that, boy, honestly, I feel like I'm lost for words. Maybe Derek will have a bit to say. Derek, what go on, my brother?
Yes, sir. Shout and respect due to them one call, Unstoppable Live. How are you, sir?
A little bit astonished, Derek.
Well, this is you take your pick. You take your pick whether a man has to, have a young girl. I think you may have heard of a case over here in Florida. It was a pastor that had a relationship with a 17-year-old girl, and the girl said that they both in love. How in the hell can they be in love? That's not love. That's a man exploiting a young child, but she's essentially not seasoned like a older woman is. She's fresh. She's literally fresh out the womb. Always had men that do dirty stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And maybe he used the fact that he was a pastor to have sway over her. But the fact is, this is a 44-year-old man and a 17-year-old girl. Is still bad. And in this case here, you have a man who is supposed to raise up the young lady to be a respectable woman, but you essentially got her as your woman. That's lower than low. I think y'all over in the West Indies, y'all call it Jonkro, waste person, people like that. Mm-hmm. There's no way on earth, Unstoppable, you could tell me where that is an acceptable situation. There's no way on earth you could tell me that. I have a 17-year-old daughter, and I have put her on my YouTube channel. I couldn't in my wildest dreams do nothing like that with my child. Kill me. Mm-hmm. There's no way. There is no way. That's just straight up and down nasty. And I have to assume that the dude was always sweating or wanting to be with her from the jump. Mm-hmm. Because how else do you explain an older guy You looking at a younger girl. The young girl she's oblivious. She ain't got no clue. You very rarely hear where a young girl was sweating an older. I mean, well, you know what? Let me take that back. What I'm trying to say is you very rarely hear stories where you have a young girl chasing an older dude without the dude striking the match initially. I've never heard it. Now, is it possible? I'm quite sure it is. But usually it's the way that you're hearing it here, the way you explained it. This dude was whatever he did, whatever influence he had over her, he used that. And what it was that in this case, you said that he was relieved once she said something. But I bet you dollars to donuts, I bet you money that this dude was probably priming her and seasoning her.
He probably laid down the trap and she walked right into it.
Bingo. Yes, sir. And so that lets him off the hook, but it don't let you off the hook morally. The fact is that you're supposed to be this girl's father.
No, it is her father, you know.
Unstoppable.
It is her
That's
father.
That's a biological father?
Yes. Her biological father.
Damn. Okay, well, I'm sorry. Well, when you sent it out, maybe I just misread the title. I'm thinking this was a stepfather, or something like that. So this is a biological.
It's a biological father. Why do you think I'm lost for words, Derek?
Well, I'm lost too, because like I said, I have one daughter. Ain't no way. Kill me. Going to kill me. There's no way in my wildest dream. You know, and my daughter, and I can say this because this is my daughter. She's coming along. She's filling out. She's maturing. She exercised with me, so she's coming along. But still, what I look like as a man, what I look like as a dad. You ain't no that dog don't hunt. I'm gonna go on and drop back down in the comment section. I'll step aside for other people who want to call. But this dude, he's straight up and down nasty. And so for me, you know, castration. Bottom line, Project Castration. All right, you take care of yourself and big up on yourself.
Yeah, man, family.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that right there was Derek C. Williams right there, family. So you can follow Derek over there on his channel, that Derek C. Williams. Now, people, listen. Should she be blamed? I really don't think so. Humble lady, give me one moment, please. Should she be blamed? I honestly don't think so. Should she have known better? Of course. But this is why I'm not saying she should be blamed. If you notice the things that was said in the messages, she said that the man was the first one where say, and so what if we are? When the stepmother said what she said. But I feel like the stepmother did kind of pick up some kind of hints and things too. That's why she said what she said too. Right? Now, the man did that throw out the hints them. So what if we are? And then when time she got to him for comfort, him go say, yo, no other man no out there like me, so you might as well there with me. Right? So him kind of throw the line for see if she a go bite. Now, should she know better? Of course she should know better. But at the same time, hear what me now. Me feel like this man play upon her emotions because she did want a father figure in her life over the years where him abandoned her. Now, this is just me thinking now. Right? Of course, she should be blamed to Darlene. But what I'm saying is she should know better. But listen, him abandoned her for years and then him use that and play upon her emotions. Come back in her life, sweet her up, makes she feel nice, kinda, you understand? And then play upon her emotions and draw her in. Because she don't know what love is, people. Remember, she don't know what love is, For that man, you come back in her life now and show her nice things and treat her good and all of that. She's going to get drawn to that despite her knowing, say, her father, But him playing the right cards now and play with her mind, lower her in. Humble lady, how are you? Your audio is kind of low. I don't know why. You sound really, really distant.
Wow. Are you hearing me now?
I'm hearing you, but it just sounds like you're talking through a cone.
No, I'm not. I don't know what happened to my phone.
All right, say that again. Let me see if I can hear you now.
Okay, are you hearing me clearly?
A little bit better. Go ahead. What you have to say about this whole thing?
Uh, the first, me start have headache when me start, when me see the title.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, me have a headache right now. Secondly, the father is a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a big one as well. Third, she should have known better.
Mm-hmm.
She's old enough at age of 18 to know better. She said she had been through school and very successful. Come on, man. You're a Jamaican. Things like that happen in Jamaica and that's incest.
Mm-hmm.
She should have known better. And honestly, I won't forgive her.
Mm-hmm.
She knows better. And she needs to get on her knees, read her Bible, and ask God for some serious, serious forgiveness. And she needs to break it off with her father. Because for me, right now, what I feel right now, I don't think God is a forgiving God, but she had a lot to talk to God about. She should have never, ever taken that bait.
Mm-hmm.
Your father? Come on, man. Are you carrying along? Are you playing along with it? And introducing your father as your boyfriend?
Hmm.
Come on, lady, come on, listen. The way I would I really want to bash her, I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to disrespect her on the program. But
Right.
I'm not, I won't forgive her. She knows better. And she need to repent. She need to ask God for forgiveness. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much for calling, lady. It's appreciated. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, the phone line is open, and I like how the humble lady say it. As much as she would have wanted for Basha, she's not going to do that. You understand? And let's keep it that way. Carla, please turn the stream down in the background for me. We're going to keep it that way. Remember, this is not the kind of program where we bash people for sharing, their stories and their experiences. This is the kind of program where we give our opinions and our advice. All right, in a respectful way. Carla, good night. How are you?
Good night. Since you live in America, it's illegal, a felony to date someone who you and them is genetic related.
Mm-hmm.
And if they have a child or she meet in any accident and they do a blood test or anything, or even if they do like cross matching of information and found it out, she could go to prison, and both of them can get deported for that. Because that causes a lot of like disability if you have sex and create kids with the same person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very dangerous in even that way.
So,
But he was grooming her from the time he met her.
yeah.
I'm a nurse, so I'm telling you that.
He was grooming.
I'm
That's why I
telling you
said
that.
what I said.
These are some of the things that they taught us in like nursing school, like the psychological part of it, like these signs and stuff like that. But this is a huge crime. You could look it up on Google and do your own researches. But genetically, this is a real big crime. They can be in real big trouble if anybody get even an hint in any state in the United States, all 51 and any one of the territory, and they found this out, they both get in a felony and they're gonna get deported. So it's very dangerous.
And I'm assuming that is the reason why she said they're just trying to figure out how to do it now.
Yes,
That is probably why she said that.
Alarm. And even in I've seen a couple cases throughout the years, like in Texas and stuff like that, and the same thing, they go to prison and stuff like that. So it doesn't matter where they move to, it's going to be an issue.
Well, if them serious enough, them probably not even do it in the States, then probably go somewhere else go do it that would allow that.
Yeah, that they would have to go to the Middle East.
Them probably would have done that, but boy, Carla,
yeah,
trust me.
That's where, because I actually was watching a documentary on that they were talking about like the Pakistani people, because they always marry their cousin, and all their kids, they have like 7-6 kids, and all of them have that disability, that they're deaf, they're dumb, they're blind, they can't speak and stuff like that.
But the thing about it, Carla, the sad thing about this is happening a lot, but people just keep it secret.
Yes, they keep it secret, but I'm saying it with people are taking like blood tests nowadays,
right,
like for anything. So when these things are building up and they cross match it, you could go to jail for it. It's a felony, without a doubt. It's a felony across the board in the US.
Thank you so much for calling in. It's appreciated. All right.
Yep.
All right, so we're at the 30-minute mark right now. Actually, we're 34 minutes. And I want to say thanks to everybody who has contributed to this platform so far since the show has started. You know, your contributions help the show to continue. And I want to say big up to Camille Walker for sending in a PayPal contribution. Shanna K. Brown sent in a PayPal contribution. Sandy sent in a PayPal contribution. Timothy Ricketts sent in a PayPal as well. And also Cherise Crawford sent in a Cash App contribution. And over here on YouTube, so far we got super chats roll in. One for say big up to Oral Blake, sign up back and get him badge. Ju O sent in a super chat contribution. Joy Blackwood, thank you so much for sending in a contribution. I am Kenita sent in a super chat contribution as well. And Michelle Robinson Unstoppable sent in a super chat as well. Thank you all very much for your contribution. And also Lucy Robinson, big up yourself Lucy, I'm seeing you in the comments, sent in a Cash App contribution just now as well. Thank you so much Lucy. Alright, so we're going to get back to the topic. The phone line is open again, 876-420-3368. What do you have to say about this one tonight? Because people, as the last caller said, it is a crime. Now, in the Middle East and them place, where you're allowed to, you know, sleep with your family and ray. And then, as we at Jamaica call it, we call it family ram. You understand what I say? Now, one thing the caller said too, she a Jamaican, so she should know better. We as Jamaican, we don't play that. Well, your father mess with them one daughter, Jamaica still. But anyway, my general, what go on?
Bless up, all the to each and everyone. I'm not really have much I got to say on this, but one of the main things what I got to say about it. I mean, the father very, very nasty, and she could more than put a stoppage to it. Reason why is not like say when our father help her and she reach over there, is like she is unruly doing certain things, and for the father now, all right, say she a misbehave, the father go put her out, and what the father can do to have him time with her is like, oh, I'm for put it now. I want.
I nah hear the general, I don't know what go on. Alright, Carla, good night, you're live.
Unstoppable.
Blessings, what go on?
This is Jewel. Good morning. Good evening. Listen, nasty. That's nasty. And she have to know better, because even when the father said for them to move to another state to try and do what they might do, that's just nasty. She should know then and there that that's not right. If you got to hide and do something, then perhaps you shouldn't be doing it. Period. She need counseling. How old is she?
Well, at this present point in time, I'm not sure, but I'm sure she's an adult, because when she said they did what they did, she was 18, over 18. So
no, man.
She's an adult at this point in time.
No, she needs to take herself. It don't even sound like she needs to be. It don't even sound like she even wants to be away from it. It sounds like she's enjoying her life the way it is. But everybody can't tell her that is something is wrong with it.
Well, remember, she herself said she has never told anybody about this. You know, this is the first time she's ever, well, not even talking about it. This is the first time she ever sent it to anybody to make anybody know about it.
No, man, my girl, listen. If y'all listen, no, something is wrong. It's just, it's not right. And even to say, even to even say you have kids, how do you explain this to kids? This is not right. This is not fair to kids. How do you explain this to them? Oh, your father is actually your grandfather.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, I'm supposed to be your sister, but I'm your mother. No, sir, that's confusing to kids. Kids grow up, and believe you me, and I don't know how other kids figure stuff out when they start going to school, but kids figure things out. They get teased. You know, you got to think about stuff like that and not just yourself and the enjoyment. Whatever love your father gives you and however he rock your boat, there's other mans out there that can rock your boat the same way, if it's not even better. And your life would ended up being married. You're not going to be blessed. This is not a marriage. This is some sort of abuse. Your life is not going to be, you're going to get married, you might as well don't do it, because you're looking at God and you're laughing in his face. That's the reason why you get married, to make your life right through God. This is not going to be right, so you might as well don't do it. And I don't know if you believe in God or whatever. I don't know who you believe in, but if you are going to get married, no, sir.
But
it's not right.
The part that really get me, Juliet, is where she said, I'm not asking for advice on if I should do it from your viewers, but what she wants to know is if it's wrong to follow your heart when it comes to love based on what society deems wrong or right. So basically, she already make up her mind, She already make up her mind.
Exactly. But see, this is not following your heart. This is abuse. Okay, you're literally brainwashed into doing something that is wrong. You're programmed, because no father that's not a father anyway. No true man in their right mind would even bring to an attention of his daughter. But you know what though? Maybe that's not his child. Maybe that's not his child. Did she ever get a test to see? Because remember, she said her parents she wasn't raised by her parents.
Right, she was raised by her grandmother.
So how do she know that this is actually her father?
Well, the grandmother told her that, introduced him as her father, but you have a point too.
Maybe the mother lied.
You have a point too.
No, sir. The mother probably lied. So she probably need to go get a blood test. And if it is actually your father, me know you don't need my advice, but may I tell you, God, y'all look to get married. I know God, y'all get married to honey. I must say Satan, because this will never be right by God at all. So you don't need my advice, but you bring it to the show, and of course you're gonna get input up here. And this is wild. So people is not gonna react as if it's okay, because it's not okay.
Right.
So that's my piece.
Thank you so much for calling. All right.
You're welcome. Y'all have a good night.
Blessings. Carla, good night. You're live.
Good night, sir. How you doing? Welcome.
Blessings, my brother. What going?
Yeah, man. First time. I was just about to say about the lady who was talking a while ago. That could be that maybe it's not her biological father, but she's grew up knowing that she's the father.
Well, she said in the email that he is her father. She never said nothing about adoption or nothing like that. So we only have to work with what we know.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is maybe she don't know she's not the biological father, but based on what the other people, our grandmother may say. But that is totally wrong still. Father and daughter, mother and son, or anything in that sort is very wrong.
Right. The thing about it though, my general, whether or not her biological father or not, she is under the impression, say, her father. So him should have never even put that there. So you understand what I say? Because just the fact that she's under the impression, say, her father, if him know within himself, say, yeah, well, I'm not her biological father, him should have never even make it reach there. So, and she should have never make it reach there, so neither, because she already convinced, say, yeah, well, I'm a father this. So she should have know within herself, say, yeah, well, I'm not gonna do this.
Unless she get drugs and in some kind of way. You understand? And brainwash.
Yeah, as I said, I don't feel like it have nothing to do with no drugs or nothing like that. I just feel like him groom her and she walk right in at the trap. I feel like that go on, him groom her. Because remember, my brother, you see, when you treat somebody how them want to be treated and them get what them look for from you, especially when time them never know no better from the beginning, that person are gonna get connected to you, you know. You understand?
Yeah, but it's wrong though.
Yeah,
you know?
it's wrong in
very
every way.
wrong.
It's wrong in every way.
Um,
Alright, my brother, big up yourself. Thanks for calling, alright?
yeah, man, bless up yourself and watch your YouTube them more time, you know?
Bless up. Appreciate the support, my family.
Alright.
Alright, so we have a few more minutes, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get, for the persons who did not hear it, I'm going to run over it one more time so that people can hear what we are talking about. Now, what I would like everybody to do right now is just share out the stream for me there real quick, fast and hurry, so that some more people can jump on in and listen to what is going on. And also, if you're not click the like button yet, hit that like button right now. It is appreciated. Alright, let's get into it. Now it says, hello to you. Firstly, let me applaud you for creating a platform where people could open up about their deepest inner secrets without fear of being judged. I came across your show a few weeks ago, and since then I fell in love with it. The level of respect your audience displays, no matter the nature of the story being told. Though I have one that may turn some heads and get a few of your viewers riled up, as it is not the typical kind of relationship you would hear about. I've always wanted to share my story with your viewers, but could not ever allow my voice to be heard. So when I saw you read an email a few shows ago, I was excited, as it gave me the perfect opportunity to share my ongoing story. I trust you will keep my email address private, but please share my story with your listeners. I was raised by my grandmother and never knew my mom or dad when I was a child. She told me my mom had given me to her days after giving birth and left Jamaica, and my dad had left my mom before she gave birth to me. My grandmother gave me a good life as much as she could, and I was always a child that excelled in school. I never focused on having a boyfriend back then because my Grammy always made me think sex was evil and having a boyfriend was a sin against God. Sometimes I would be sad when talking to my friends and hearing them say the things they did with their parents, and knowing I will never have that bond really hurts. I used to ask my Grammy a lot if my mom and dad didn't love me. Why would they just leave me and never look back? And she would always have the perfect answer. For 15 years, I went through life without ever speaking to my mom or dad. Until one day, on my 15th birthday, a man showed up to my home and my Grammy introduced him as my father. My only natural reaction at that time was to cry. He hugged me and apologized for leaving me all those years, then explained that he was not in a good place when he got my mom pregnant. I was angry, but at the same time I wanted to get the experience of having a father in my life. He remained in Jamaica for a few more weeks, and we hung out every day. He took me to the nicest places I didn't even know were in Jamaica, and we really built a bond. His time came for him to leave, and at that time cell phones wasn't as common as they are now, so he gave me his address, and I would write a letter to him every week and he would always respond. He started sending me money to purchase phone cards so I could go to the call box and call him, and I would do that every Sunday evening. A year had passed and we kept in close contact, talking very often. Then he told me he was going to put in my paperwork and file for me. I was so excited. My Grammy was a bit hesitant, but she wanted me to be happy. It took him only a short time to get everything done, and I was in the United States only months after my 16th birthday. My dad at the time lived with his then wife, who treated me very well and accepted me as her own daughter, seeing that they themselves didn't have kids. But that didn't last too long, because she then started talking bad to me and wanted me to do all the house chores. And when I refused, she would say nasty things. Excuse my language again, people. When I refused, she would say nasty things like, that's why your worthless mama left you. My dad was always in my corner and stood up for me. So one day, she lashed out at him and said, excuse me, you're always defending her as if you know a fuck. My dad's response to that took me by surprise when he said, and so what if we are? I didn't pay much attention when he said it, cause we were all heated and upset at the time. 2 years later, my dad and his wife got a divorce. And then it was only he and I living in the home together. At 18, I was still a virgin and didn't even have a boyfriend. I got a job working for a clothing store where I was introduced to a guy who I really liked, and my dad liked him too. I was convinced he would have been the man to take my virginity until I caught him having sex with my friend who introduced us in the first place. I was so crushed and not knowing how to handle my first heartbreak. My dad was the only one I could turn to console me. He explained that men can be so cruel and not every man will always be genuine and love me the way I should be loved. I asked him if he thinks there's a guy out there just like him. But he laughed and said, you will never find another man out there like me. So you might as well dare with me. We both just laughed and left it there. But a few days passed and it lingered in my mind as I was curious to know if he was serious. I've never met any other man as sweet and caring as my father. So I needed to know if he saw me as more than just his little girl. One evening, while my dad was out, I prepared us a nice meal and waited for him to return. We sat, ate, and had a great evening. Then I reminded him of the words he said. He tried to pretend he didn't say it. But then I assured him that I would not judge him. He then said yes, he likes me more than a daughter, and if things were different, he would make me his woman. I then asked him, why can't we do it if I feel the same? He seemed relieved that I suggested it. We made passionate love that night, and since then my father has been the only man I've ever been with. I had no idea what an orgasm was, but he explained everything to me in full detail that I was feeling that night. He suggested that if we were going to be together, we would have to leave the state we were living in and move someplace where no one knows us. So that is what we did. Now he introduces me as his girlfriend and I do the same. A few months ago he asked me to marry him and I gladly said yes. But at this time we are just trying to figure out a way to get it done. I'm not asking for advice on if I should do it from your viewers. But what I would like to know is if it's wrong to follow your heart when it comes to love based on what society deems wrong or right. I have never told anyone about this, so I will be listening to your show to hear what your viewers have to say. Thank you so much, Unstoppable. Yes. Even after reading it 5 times already, it still have me away. still have me away after reading it all them times. Carla, good night, you're live.
Yeah, good night, Unstoppable. Good night, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I am just taken back, and I went to the Bible. I went to the scripture. I like to go to the scripture, and I went to Leviticus, and I will search for it, and it's in chapter 18, Leviticus, the King James version. I'm gonna read a little bit of it if you allow me. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, he said, he talked about marriage, unlawful marriages. I'm just gonna read a little bit, but they call it the viewers and the young lady and her father can read this for themselves. But I'm gonna read a little bit. He said, okay, none of you shall approach unto any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. And uncover mean the scripture means you don't want to have sex with your own family member.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I am the Lord. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother, thou shalt not uncover. She is thy mother, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife, thou shalt not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. The nakedness of thy sister, daughter, of thy father, or thy daughters of thy mother, whatsoever she be born at home or abroad. Oh yeah, whether she be born at home or abroad, uh, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. The nakedness of thy son's daughter, nor thy daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. For there is thine own nakedness, the nakedness of thy father's wife, the daughter begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. She is thy father's. She's of near king's woman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother, sister. And it goes on and I'm pretty sure it's in here somewhere. Man should not lie with his own daughter because it's an abomination.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to take up the time to read the whole thing, but you can see it's in the book of Leviticus. It's in the Bible. You shall not. I know I've read it there somewhere a while back. I can't find it now. It said, if a man that lie with his daughter shall be put to death. And I didn't write that. The scripture write that, and it's just because we're under grace we can get away with some of this. But it should not be. And I honestly, when I'm listening to this, I just hope and pray to God, even though his name is calling her as a daughter. I hope and pray to God that she's a jacket. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just hope that is not his child, because this is an abomination. Yeah, yeah, it's an abomination.
Thank you so much for calling, all right? It's appreciated.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Have
You
a
know,
nice good night.
I just saw where Tappers wrote a comment, and Tappers said, girl, your father not gonna marry to you. Him just use you for him own sickness. And that didn't cross my mind. But reading Tappers comment a while ago, it actually makes sense. Me not feel like that man I gonna marry to you, Him probably just use you. Him sick and him use you for get off. Tappers comment makes a lot of sense. And what go on?
Yes. How I see this. Everybody jumping on the man. This person herself is sick in her head. She's a Jamaican or where she from. She knows right from wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just him, because if you listen to the letter, she is the one that did all the advancing. He said what he said, and she just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
She know what she's doing, and it is just sick. And if they're in the United States, it is a crime.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what she do, it will come to light. And that's all I have to say. just sick.
All right.
She need medical help.
Right. Well,
Alrighty.
let's just hope she take the advice and try to get some help. Big up yourself, Ann, all right?
Yeah, you know me there.
All right, straight. Good night, caller. You're live.
Good night. And good night, Mr. Unstoppable and the family and those who are listening. This is quite an interesting topic. But I'm going to say something, maybe some may not agree with me.
You're using an earpiece?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead now.
There are two spirits. There are two spirits living, and there are two different spirits. I forgive both these people for what they're doing. What they see is for what their eyes see. Literally, they don't know Christ. They're living their lives differently, so they are being devoured and being used by spirits. I'm very nervous about this thing. I haven't made any comment, but it's so unbelievable for what's really happening. They don't even realize what they're doing. Had they realized and know definitely what they're doing, they wouldn't be doing it. I am not going to condemn them. But I could only just pray for them, because of them being devoured by the spirit. I remember some years ago, a pastor preached, Mr. Unstoppable, when you have things like these, topics like these, you need to get a pastor to give advice on topics like these. Because, everyone have their opinion and have what to say and all of that. But, I just see differently about life. And I remember the pastor was teaching the Christians how blameless people, an individual, are with the wrong things that they do, because they become devoured by spirit and they are being used by that spirit. And previously you had a show of this pastor who was talking about the different kind of spirits and persons who masturbate is a spirit that live in them. There's so many spirits that are roaming this earth. And when an individual who is out of Christ, their body, their mind, their heart becomes weak, they are not able to resist this kind of spirit. And it's just that this girl and this man, I only pray and hope is not her father and she's not his daughter. They are being devoured by spirits and being used. So I just see when you come across these life-changing, these life stories, you need like pastors to come in and, give advice to these individuals. My heart really goes out for them. And, one thing I'm going to say, it is going to be very hard for individuals who are not believers, Christians having relationship with God to understand really what is happening in this world when people do things. It's going to be hard for persons to understand. You know, my heart goes out and, thank God for who He is. He sees and He knows everything. And I believe in God. This person really open up and seeking help. This person is really seeking help. But how much are we on this program really able to help and give the right advice? How much are we? So that's why I say when you come across these life stories.
Well, actually, she said she doesn't need advice as far as whether she should or shouldn't do it. If you heard that part, she said she make sure put it bold. She said, I am not asking for advice on whether I should do it. She's saying what she wants to know is if it's wrong to follow her heart when it comes to love based on what society deems wrong or right. So clearly she never said she want advice. She don't want advice. She don't make up her mind, You hear that part there?
Mr. Unstoppable, let me say this to what you're saying now, because I honestly I was listening to it, but I wasn't really sitting in. I was like out of the ear from the TV doing something and try to listen. But anyhow, irrespective of her mind being made up to do, there is a greater power and a higher spirit, which is of Christ, who can make us stop for another step into such a decision.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So I could say to her that there is a higher spirit which is of Christ, a greater power. He can make us stop, and he can make that stop in love, and he can do it in anger. But he's merciful, he's kind, and he's loving. And he can make that stop, just like the man who was in the tomb, who was possessed. He's still the same God today.
Mm-hmm.
He's still the same God today. And God is able to do it. He can make that stop. I could say to her, Jesus loves you higher and greater than that love that you feel for that man. I'm not going to say your father, for that man. Jesus loves you more. And because of his love for you, he can create that stop of going further and deeper into that. So I will say to you, my dear, I will offer a word of prayer for you. Thank you, Mr. Unstoppable.
Thank you so much for calling, all right? It's appreciated.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
All right, so Simone asked in the comments, what's the age difference? That much I don't know, Simone, but honestly, I don't even think that make a difference. I don't think the age gap makes a difference. Because at the end of the day, our father. So whether there is a 20-year gap, a 30-year gap, or a 5-year gap, it still no matter. It's still the same. Carla, good night. How are you?
Hi, good night, everyone, or everybody from the Unstoppable family. I'm listening to the program, and she said he was her first. And as you're growing up and you get your first, there's a different kind of chase that you chase after your first. So she's working in feelings. Feelings is different than follow your heart. feelings for what you're doing with him is different than following your heart. A father love and a man love, a friend love is two different things. He's trying to manipulate you, young lady. But as the lady said, you are stronger. You wrote us or wrote Unstoppable for help, even though you say you don't want help. We're here to love on you for real. There's real love and fake love. Daddy is daddy. He's not a person you do this with. This is a feeling that you have to break, like she said, spiritually break that tie with him if you want, because it's your choice. We're just out here
Right.
loving on you in this environment. We love on you, lady. We all have gone through terrible things in life, but you know what? There is a stop, as the other lady had spoke about.
Did we lose your caller?
You lost me?
All right, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yes. I can follow my heart and do a lot of wrong things. I can follow my heart and pick a drug dealer because I like what he do. He wear Timberlands. He look good. No, you have to think. Think on this, young lady. And all I want to say is we love you. This whole show loves you, and they're trying to show you your way. And I wish you all the best. Take care.
And I appreciate the way you put that. Well said. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
calling, all right?
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Good night. You know, the reason why I like the way the caller they put it a while ago, you know, I know everybody who call in is showing her love and, you know, stuff like that. Because honestly, I think that is all that this young lady is seeking, you know. Somebody to really love her, you know. And I think that is what she is confusing it with. The father know what him a do. Yes, me know not gonna say she know what she a do to cause she a adult. But psychologically, him play with her head. Yeah, him play with your head psychologically. All she is searching for is love. Carla, please turn the stream down in the background. She's searching for love. Him assure her something and she is taking it a different type of way. And him play upon the fact that she don't know what love is and take advantage of her. That is exactly what I'm do. And that is why I applaud the last caller for the way in which she said what she said. We all love you. You know, she just need to understand that the love where she look for is not the kind of love where her father give her. Caller, good night, you're live.
Good night, Unstoppable. Good night, Unstoppable family. You know, while listening to it, I had to call in because just looking back at her whole story, first she said she didn't want anyone's opinion because she wants to know the opinion, but she already set her mind to do whatever. However, she wrote to you, so that tells you something. Two, if you look at it, her dad didn't raise her. She didn't know a mother, so she did not know what the father love is. She don't know what anyone's love is. And three, she probably suffering from some kind of mental illness, and the dad picks up on it, and he takes advantage of her. Because sometimes you can be educated, but you're mentally ill, and you're doing all these stuff and you don't know. And because at her age, she never had a boyfriend. She never had the opportunity to have a boyfriend, because her dad took over that part of her life at an early age, 18. The whole story said she caught the boyfriend. She went to him and she poured her heart out on him, and he started making, little subs at her,
right.
meaning exactly, I want to be with you. And he is like literally maybe he's the whole family is pedophiles, you know what I mean? Because for a man not knowing your daughter and to come to this day of knowledge that you want to get in touch with her, to get to love her, to groom her like a dad, and you turn around to sleep with her. I mean, she's suffering from some kind of rejection
by her parents. That's one. And
Abandonment.
all kind of stuff happening to her mentally in her head. Because if you look at it, she's saying back then when it happened, it's not now. Basically, it's been a while because there was no phone connection like that. So she went to the phone booth to call her dad. Back then in Jamaica, when I was in Jamaica, being 10, 20, maybe this lady is probably in her late 30s because that's
Right.
like 20 years ago.
Right.
If you think about what she's writing. So now she's saying she moved out of state. She cannot be married in the United States because all of us know that it's illegal. It won't happen. And she just has to be living under the darkness. So she wants someone to talk to. But so we're not here to condemn her or that, as the lady said, we're here to tell her that we all love her because that's what she's searching for. And when a person is searching for love, that can pull you in a state of mental depression.
Right. Yes.
And that really pulls her there, and you have to look into it like, oh my God, something is going on in this lady's mind because she reached out to you, even though she said, I don't need you to tell me what to do. But I'm pretty sure maybe the next time, I hope the next time she wrote in, she said, you know what, Unstoppable, I've been on your show and these people talked me into not doing it, and I know what I was doing. I was going through some kind of mental situation, and this is what I changed my mind. And we're not here to judge. I feel bad for her. Her dad is just a pedophile. That's what he is. He needs to go to jail. And that's all I want to say. I'm always watching Lovely's Boutique here. Good night, Unstoppable.
Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate when you're calling. All right, much love. All right, Unstoppable family. Boy, we have come to the end of the program. A very interesting program, I might add. And as you can see, a lot of people have a whole lot to say about tonight's topic. Just so sad that we can't go an extra hour, but you know it go already. When the show have done, the show have done. But, I do hope that this person, will send me another email to tell me what she think about what has been said tonight. I will try to reach out to her and hope she responds. But nonetheless, I just do hope that you think about what you're doing. All right? Just really think about it. We're not judging you. We will never bash you. Right? We're not judging you and we will never bash you. Right? But we want you to just think about what you're doing, what you're indulging in. Think about it. Really think about it. And if it's a case where you need someone to talk to, you can talk to me. And I'm quite sure that there are some of the Unstoppable ladies here who would be willing to have a conversation with you, a judgment-free conversation with you, if it's someone you need to talk to. All right? You can reach out. Because you probably just need you need to feel like you have somebody in your corner. That's probably all you need. And your father play on your emotions. I'm quite sure there are some Unstoppable ladies here that would love to be that person you reach out to when you need to talk. This situation is a sad one. It is in no way funny. It is in no way funny at all. And I know at some point you may be saying, despite your email stated that it kind of basically say you're sure of what you're doing and you want to do it, but I'm sure at some point you lay down and something in the back of your mind I tell you, say what you're doing is wrong. And you know this because you said it yourself. You want to know if it's wrong to follow your heart based on what society deems wrong or right. But society didn't deem that wrong or right. Morally, it's wrong. And as one previous caller said, how would you explain, let's say, God forbid, you bear a child for this man. How would you explain this to the child that, hey, that's your father and also your grandfather. How do you explain that to the child? How do you explain to the child, I'm your sister, but also your mother? These are the things you need to think about. And if you're contemplating getting married to this man, you're planning on spending your life with this man. So that simply means that at some point, a child is going to come in play. And as another caller said earlier, if you have to be hiding to do it, then that simply means you know it's wrong. You know something not right about it right there. So if you have to hide and do it. So I'm just asking you again, judgment free, because if you notice, no one here is bashing you, no one here is judging you. We all just want the best for you. Just think about it. Think about what you're doing. And try to make a logical decision. Alright? I'm actually glad that you reached out. I'm glad that you did. Because at least this way, you could get an eye-opener of some sort. So thank you for reaching out. Alright? And to anybody out there who may be going through an issue, any kind of issue, it doesn't even matter what. If you have an experience that you want to share, you can feel free to reach out to this platform. 876-420-3368, because this is what the platform was created for you to be able to share your ordeals without being judged, ridiculed, or anything of the sort. All you have to do is send a WhatsApp message saying, Unstoppable, I have a story I want to share. 876-420-3368. We're at the end of the program right now, Unstoppable family, and it's a sad one. Somebody said, Unstoppable, you think you can sleep tonight? It's not a horror story, so I'm quite sure I will be able to sleep. I may be thinking about it a little bit before I fall asleep, but I'm sure it won't cause me to lose sleep. I want to thank everybody again for being here tonight. Thank everybody for sharing out the stream. Thank everybody for liking the stream and contributing to the platform in whichever way you do. I want to also thank, I visited the merch store today, and I want to thank persons who went over to the merch store and got their merch. All right, thank you so much for your contribution to this platform. All right, and if you get your merch and you're not send me no pictures yet, please man, send me some pictures, because you know me like for show off. All right, so once you get to the merch and you know you're not send me no picture yet, just shoot me a one picture on my WhatsApp, 876-420-3368, so me can show you off I rock the Unstoppable merch. It doesn't matter what you got from the merch store. All right, and if you haven't gotten your merch as yet, you know, once you subscribe to the channel, you will see the link floating around somewhere. You will see the merch is popping up all over. You can just go over to the merch store and get your very own custom made Unstoppable merch. All right, also if you haven't gotten your badge beside your name, consider signing up. All right, just click a link. The link is right there. Just click the link and sign up to get your badge beside your name and become an Unstoppable official. All right, with that said, it is time right now for you to start marching out. As long as you have your badge beside your name, start marching out right now. All right, yes. So marching out, first and foremost, I want to big up to the Stush Pumpkin, who is rocking us a super VIP beside her name. Then we got none other than Narlan Baxter. Then we got none other than Nolan Baxter rocking a Super VIP. We got Keisha Highly Blessed rocking a Super VIP as well. Michelle Unstoppable rocking a Golden VIP. Kemisha Unstoppable rocking a Golden VIP as well. We got Negrita Unstoppable rocking a Extreme VIP badge. Paulette Harris Unstoppable is rocking a Super VIP. Camille Beckford is rocking a Golden VIP. We got Tappers in the building rocking a badge as well. We got Derek C. Williams rocking a badge beside him name. Oral Blake is rocking a badge as well. We also have Philip Clark, big up yourself. B.I. Strong in the building rocking a Super VIP. Roseanne Unstoppable rocking a Super VIP. Candice Unstoppable is in the building and Candice is rocking a Super VIP. We got Kissy Unstoppable and Kissy is rolling out rocking a Extreme badge beside her name. We got Lilika Unstoppable in the building aka Mina Unstoppable rocking a Super VIP. Kimon Williams is here and Kimon is rocking a Super VIP. Violet Simpson is in the building. Good night, Violet. And Violet is rocking a Super VIP badge as well. Maximar is up in here and Maximar is rocking a badge as well. And it is a Super VIP. The Diva is here. Good night, the Diva, rocking a Super VIP badge. Darlene Walter Riley is rocking an Extreme VIP. We got Trev Essence rocking a Golden VIP. And also Sylvia Unstoppable. I think I said that already. Alright. I know exactly what I do, Kissy. Alright. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. I'm seeing Things Jamaica in the building. Good night to Things Jamaica here as well. Alright. I hope I didn't miss any of the officials marching out tonight. Alright. I want to say a special big up to all my moderators. Every single one I know. Much love and respect to each and everyone. All right. Looking. I hope me not forget nobody. Oral, Kimon, Derek C. Williams. All right, Darlene. All right. Lyra Lopez is in the building and Lyra is rocking a Super VIP as well. Scarlet Knight is rocking a Super VIP as well. All right. All right, Scarlett. Candice Unstoppable, big up. Kimon, big up. All right. Now, Strish Pumpkin, me see where can it arrive, but me don't understand what she talk about. I don't understand what she talk about. But anyhow, moving right along. We are at the end, people. So big up to everybody who tuned in tonight. And I will see you all on the next show night. No matter what. Don't make nobody stop you. Please remember, stay safe, stay blessed, stay strong, and always remain unstoppable.
See the music, 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 move your waistline, move your shoulders, see the music, move your waistline, move your shoulders,
This music got me feeling like them way up high, sipping martinis and blue slushes with umbrellas up high. I like dancing, you like